Hello everyone, it's Lindsay and I have a pile of goodies on my desk. I am starting to work through the Revival Camp devotional kit from Illustrated Faith. I did go ahead and put together the little it's passport themed, so I put together the opening page here. I didn't do a video for this. I shared it over on my Instagram and in my Instagram stories, and I took some notes from Shauna. Shauna had done something similar where she used the printable version and printed out this piece is printed in this notebook, but you can also print it out, and then ran it through her typewriter and then jazzed it up with some die cuts and things. So that's what I did. I ran it through my typewriter. I did not add my signature until I'm all the way done because I'm on the internet. I don't want some creepy person stealing my signature signing things, but I'll come back in and I'll do that. But filled out all the little things on there, and then I added a variety of die cuts. These were some ones that were in my stash from the Here and There collection from crepe paper. I'll have everything linked down below for you guys. I used washi tape from the kit, add a little bit of stitching detail, use the fabric that comes in the packaging and just layered that all up. And then for the passport photo section, I saw lots of you had some really creative ways that you were working through this. If you use hashtag #if_passport challenge, I'll have that down below for you guys. There is a hashtag that you can follow and see how everybody's setting up this intro page, and so you get to see everybody's bright smiling faces. But instead of doing a photo, because I do a lot of photo documenting, memory documenting on my channel, I decided to use the Beloved Society stamp set instead. So this is the Paper Dolls stamp set. I do have it on my desk right here. I have a Tip Tuesday all about the stamp set that I will link down below, just showing tips for how to create your ladies. I'm not sure, this might be sold out over at Illustrated Faith. If it's not, I will link it down below. But I use that to create me using some papers from the Here and There collection once again, and I used a Versamark pen, which again I'll link down below, to emboss like some custom earrings and things like that. So I just had a lot of fun, creating her. And then I used some of the extra bits that you could have ordered from Illustrated Faith. They are out of these bundles, so I will link to scrapbook.com where you can get the extras to go along with this kit. But I used one of the brads, and then I used some enamel dots from my stash, one of the die cuts that you could have picked up, or no, the die cuts come in the kit. So I used one of the die cut frames behind her and created my little intro page. So that's about as far as I had gotten, and then I decided to jump in and start working through the prompts. And as I started looking at this, I realized I'm going to have so much journaling that's probably going to be off camera, and I'll do a wrap up because I want to journal like every single one of these prompts. So like I had mentioned on Instagram, I think last week, I took a poll to see what you guys wanted to see this summer because I'm going to be gone tons this summer. And so the overwhelming vote was you would rather see wrap-up videos than process videos if I could only do one or the other. So I'm going to do a process video for this kit today, and then I'll probably be working on it behind scenes and then come in with a wrap-up video, and if I have time I'll pop in with some more processes. But I'm going to go ahead and work on the last prompt on the first day. So there are 4 prompts here. I am going to go back and do these other 3, but I wanted to do this one where she's talking about the rainbow, and this particular devotional day is from Brianna Showalter. We're looking at Genesis 6 through 9, the story of Noah, and we see, God putting the rainbow as a symbol of his promise that he's not going to flood the earth again. He's not going to do what he did during Noah's time. And she says, can you find a rainbow of God's work in your life? Specific colorful examples that show you he keeps his promises and is working in your life. For example, orange is my miracle son's little toy orange tractor, and so she's got a list of colors. So I'm going to kind of tweak that just a little bit to work for me. And what I have was this paper, and I think I saw that Janet had this in one of her photos and reminded me that I had this and I need to pull it out and use it. This is a 6x6 paper from Felicity Jane. I'll link it down below. They have it in the 12x12 pack as well, but of course it's much larger. I think the 6x6 is going to work a little bit better for a Bible journaling entry. And so of course it has this rainbow on it. I'm going to cut this apart and let that be kind of my focal point for my entry. I am journaling in Genesis chapter 9, down here in the portion where, we're talking about the rainbow. It is verses, let me tell you here, 13 through 15 in Genesis 9. So I'm going to use that. And then I also picked up the stencil. This was not one of the add-ons from Illustrated Faith. This was something that I found on scrapbook.com that's also from that Let's Travel collection by Cartabella, which is the collection that Shauna has paired with this kit. So I picked up this little stencil that matches. So we're going to be using that. And then what I've done is I've pulled out a ton of stamps. I'm telling you, I got tons of mess on here. A bunch of stamps, and I looked through for different words that kind of tied in with some of the things that, you know, God has been faithful in my life with, or things that remind me of God's faithfulness. And so I'm going to be stamping these in the different colored lines of the rainbow. So a lot of these are no longer available. They're from past Illustrated Faith kits. I have some Felicity Jane ones, like this is the new one, but some of these might not be available anymore. Lots of old Illustrated Faiths. So you could also do this with WordFetti. You could use Alpha Block stamps and stamp it out. So don't feel like you can't do this if you don't have any of these particular stamp sets. So let me go ahead and put you on fast forward and we will put this entry together. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and trimmed out the pieces of the rainbow and kind of separated it, and we will stick that down in just a second, but I want to start with the background first. So I am using one of these flexible cutting mats that I found from the Dollar Tree to protect the rest of my Bible, and I'm going to lay down this stencil in the bottom right hand corner of the page, and I'm going to use some Distress Oxide ink in tumbled glass, and I'm going to use it with a makeup brush. This is one of my favorite techniques, especially for using stencils. I always get good results this way because you can slowly build up the color, so you can either have it light or dark. It doesn't bleed through with these oxide inks. It's super smooth, and it doesn't like bleed under the stencil or anything like that. So I'm speeding this up quite a bit, but I'm just blending in bits of that color, and this is just going to be behind the rainbow. I don't know, I just have this like weird thing where I can't just not have color in the background of my Bible entries. That's just, I don't know, it's just my formula, I guess. So I'm flipping it up to see if it's dark enough, and then I decide to go back in, lay the stencil back down, and then take one of the Illustrated Faith precision pens, this is in the 0.25, and outline some of the circle detail from the stencil. I don't do every single circle on the stencil. I'm going to periodically lift it up. I'm just wanting to do a few of them just to add some contrast and some more detail to the background. A lot of this does get covered up by the rainbow and the different stickers and things that I stick down on here, but it just adds a little bit more texture to the background, and so it's not just like flat inked stenciling. I don't know, sometimes that can just be a little bit dull if you don't use, you know, multiple colors or, you know, something like that to add some texture to it. So on camera, with the way the lighting is, you probably can't see too much of that Distress Oxide ink, but it's just a very faint blue in the background, and you kind of see how that's going to come together. So I'm going to start applying some double-sided adhesive to the back of each piece of the rainbow. And you could just cut it out in one whole piece, but by cutting it in smaller pieces like this, cutting out each individual bow of the rainbow, you're letting some of the background kind of peek through, and you can kind of scrunch it together tighter or spread it out further depending on what you want. And that way, you know, you can kind of adjust how much space it takes up in the margin of the page. So you can see I have that fun little rainbow poking out of the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to use some of my favorite Felicity Jane grid washi. I promise this video is not sponsored by Felicity Jane or Illustrated Faith. I just love how I got to mix some of my Felicity Jane goodies with the kit this month. So here I'm pulling out some chipboard stickers. I did look, it looks like these are sold out from Illustrated Faith, but you can still get them over at scrapbook.com, so I will have those linked down below for you guys. And I have found that the Tim Holtz scissors are the best for cutting through chipboard elements like this. So you can see I let those flowers kind of hang over the bottom. I'm saving the pieces that I cut off because I'm going to pull those into the top here in a few moments. But I just thought it would be fun to, rather than do the typical clouds, do the flowers because it's fun and it's colorful, and why not? So for each one of these pieces of the rainbow, I've gone through and pulled out all these different stamp sets. Now, I didn't realize, or I guess I wasn't paying attention, that you're actually getting a sneak peek at the new stamp set from Felicity Jane that comes out in June. It was on my desk, and so I picked it up and used it and didn't realize I have not revealed the whole collection to you yet. So shh, that's secret. It's just between the two of us till June 1st. But I'm just going through and pulling out a variety of things like sister, family, church, best friend, and home. And so these are the things where I've really seen God's provision in my life and his faithfulness in my life and how he has kind of come through on some of his promises. These have been pivotal, I guess, tools that he's used to fulfill some of those promises in my life. So for some of these, I did follow the prompt, as far as the prompt saying to, tag some of those to specific colors. So my sister is on the pink because we are children of the 90s and we played Barbies together. And so when I think my sister, even though we are in our 30s now, I think playing Barbies. So she's on pink. My best friend is blonde, so she is on yellow. And then for family and church, those are going to go on the kind of corally color, and purple, those don't match any specific color. But I will add home to the light green because my home is that very shade of pale green. So I know it's kind of took some liberties with the way that the prompt was in the kit, but this is what jumped out to me. This is what worked for me in my way that my brain was working and processing through this set of scriptures. So for my title, I pulled out these illustrated faith stickers because they come in a rainbow of colors. So I'm just going to flip through and from beginning to end, just add the different colors in semi-rainbow order here and create my title. It says Rainbow of Promise. Those gold foil alphas are from Felicity Jane, and those are actually on sale right now for only $2. So they are linked down below. Rush over, stock up, because they are amazing. And I know there's no other gold on this layout, but I don't know. When I think rainbow, I think pot of gold at the end. So why not have some gold on my layout? Added my prayer journaling there, just thanking God for the different ways that he has fulfilled his promises in my life and has been faithful through these people and things in my life. For my tabs, I'm going to layer up a rainbow tab from Felicity Jane. Again, all those will be linked down below. And I'm going to layer up half of one of these illustrated faith tabs from the kit. I'm going to stick down a little bit more of that grid washi underneath there. And then I did use my EK Success powder tool to dust powder on any of the stickiness that's exposed on the back of that illustrated faith tab, since I'm not, folding it over. Use the word fetty from the kit and then the other half of that chipboard sticker floral up there just to round it out. Go ahead and highlight my verses, and that's going to be it for the entry today. So you will be getting to see lots more entries as I head out next week to go camping. I will be bringing my goodies with me and working through this kit, and so hopefully I'll have some more process videos up soon. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below. Check out the description box for links to everything that I mentioned today. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.